Isn't Jonathan so optimistic? I'm still not sold on their bromance story. They didn't talk that much. They should have spoken more often. It just felt very, very sudden, and I just don't buy it. Again, I feel like they had this massive story planned out and then realized part of the way through they couldn't do it all and had to start chopping awkwardly. Because there's a lot of exposition right at the end, and you have like the Red Queen suddenly popping up after being vaguely hinted once or twice.
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbur's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps?
Why would it be?
I better hurry.
Okay, let's port over here. Sunlight's coming up. Oh, our friend is back. There you are. Learn the truth about Elizabeth.
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
I care about your concern.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
I would note the Morrigan are actually a collective of goddesses, not a single one, but yeah.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Back there.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
I think he just means that she was given the blood.
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases.
Well, that actually does make
They did
sense.
not
Like,
merely
it's
turn
being...
people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows?
Icors are
whether
being
the Red
selected
Queen
rather than
awakens
random.
when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
And he's more or less admitting he's out of his depth
This
with
is
this new
not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
Well, it's too late for that now.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
I've gotten him in trouble, but I don't care.
They never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood is as wise as it is ancient. You have nothing to fear from it.
I am not afraid.
Do you truly think they are merely scholars poring over dusty books? The stole of St. Paul wielded faith sufficient to cast a dragon into the abyss.
That is just a legend.
Am I not a legend? Are you not about to become one yourself?
Fair point.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons, and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
It's not really a riddle. He was pretty straightforward. It's probably William Marshall now I'm thinking about it.
William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
Not cleanly, but...
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
we'd all be
Then
dead.
you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
That's giving you a name now, Meriden. I don't think I've asked them that.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king.
I don't recall us discovering that.
The champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
I thought so.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you should meet one night.
Sequel bait, sequel bait.
So that is all we are to you. Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil.
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
That's not an answer.
It's locked, all right. The castle walls look decrepit.
Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
Probably around the side. No, I'm not allowed to go that way. And you could climb this pretty easily here. Like, I could climb this pretty easily. So around the side. There's obviously a lot of stuff I've skipped. I accidentally clicked forward on his dialogue when we were talking before Harriet. And I should have hit those 2 questions first, but I thought I'd be able to go back to them, and I wasn't. Okay. Stutter, stutter, stutter. I have no idea why it's stuttering, but we're inside the castle now. Unknown area, we don't have a map, which is about as normal as it gets in this game.
It's locked.
Yeah.
The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors.
Why would she be? Up, maybe? Okay, we're inside. That works just as well.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere.
Old letter. Pause if you need to read. We're actually getting pretty close to the end of the set. So,
This
more.
castle is falling apart.
Lady Ashbury. Clearly Lady Ashbury. Oop. And pause if you need to read. I'm actually probably
Like
going to
most
start.
castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Probably going to stop poking around. Sort of don't want this set going on terribly long.
Fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Locate the secret passage. Usually you pull like a bookcase or something.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. Here's another switch. I should keep looking.
2 there. You'd want one reasonably far away so you wouldn't immediately conflate the 2. Probably not in there. Okay. Open the doors up. That's the main door.
This painting looks suspicious.
What painting? Oh, that painting. Oh, that looks familiar. Gee, I wonder who that could be. So that's William Marshall fighting the Morrigan, which is not technically the Morrigan. Okay, that's the entrance. Can I get closer to it? Probably not. So, being pointed that out. Okay, can't go behind it. So I'm gonna go look at those symbols again. I'm pretty sure it's probably the painting because it's directing me to it. No, I can't go that way. I'm not allowed. So, very quickly hurry this. So I don't want to leave this for another set because I imagine it's probably going to be like 5 minutes long. No, I went the wrong way. This way. Okay. Fireplace. This is a shield. Sword.
What are these symbols? I
Flame?
feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
I'd hit them in a certain order, I think. This is the Ashbury. Okay, that's from Swansea. I'm not terribly concerned about. So this is probably where the last of the lore is at. So I'm going to assume it's
Here's
this.
another switch. I should keep looking. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. Here's another switch.
Okay.
I should keep looking.
Whatever it is, I haven't triggered the. You can now complete the puzzle bit. There's nothing in there. That's...
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Alright. Nothing in this room. Quickly do this one. So 1, 2, 3. That seems to be the only one there. There's nothing above it to tell me anything. It's got to be that painting because Jonathan directed attention to it. Nothing. Sword, shield. Ooh, that's right. Let's go. Jonathan, please stop stutter stepping. Let's go. We have the end of the game to get to. So let's try sword, shield, and other thing. So that's shield.
Here's another switch. I should keep looking. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Come on.
Here's another switch.
Okay, it's not doing it, so... Okay, I'm just gonna cut this and then come back to when I've solved it. Okay, figured it out. You were supposed to use the Vampyr site in order to look at the painting, then you get a hint. So it's gonna be sword.
One last switch.
And moon.
Voila.
There we are. And down we go, where Lady Ashbury is probably around. And pause if you need to read. This is already going on fairly long. Yeah, this is probably... William Marshall stuff, so... Anyone would be able to hear me running up this speed.
Drop your sword, Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
And that is presumably William Marshall.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No. Never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Well, the game wouldn't let me complete the puzzle. That's positive.
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and saviour of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
That's why she was so mad about Redgrave claiming a lineage.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Why do we have a few minutes left?
Where are we? What is this place?
Her
This
castle.
is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
That doesn't answer the question. Like, if Jonathan found it,
Will you
someone
go
else
back
can.
to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have a feeling she's
Why
going to
did
kill
you
herself.
flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it once and for all.
So he got infected in the fight and passed it on to her without realizing
I have
it.
destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan.
Notably, she
You
still has that
truly
sword.
saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
She
I
didn't do
cannot
anything.
bear knowing I was the cause of all this.
It's not your fault. That was definitely Dr. Swansea's.
This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation.
Yes, it was.
And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil. She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Well, no, you just need to be careful about it.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then.
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
It's like, so whatever antidote he came up with, it wasn't sufficient.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote.
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate, but my father's antidote cured me.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Econ for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
We already know this.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you.
Supernatural in origin, like.
Trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal.
It came from somewhere initially, so spawned by the goddess.
Would you
It really wouldn't matter.
agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Yeah, he looks bad.
Yes?
So, William, my God, you really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
Don't need answers
Do you
to that.
remember Murden, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Murden, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
We could set you free, let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long, as she releases me.
Clearly kind of an analogy for dementia.
Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord. Farewell.
And there it goes.
And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Murden, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
Still not buying their romance.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
Getting awful close to those flames.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a chance?
I'll stay here with you then. As long as we must, until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
We will lock ourselves down then. I'll get all the material I need and I'll perform my research here with you until you're cured.
Are you mad? Who would take care of us? Who would free us if it takes decades or even more?
Old Bridget will take care of us.
You are serious, aren't you? You really are ready to do this?
I love you, Elizabeth. I can do this. Please, stay with me.
I believe you. This is crazy, but I believe you, Jonathan.
I would know, typically the people we eat die immediately, so like it wouldn't really be a concern. I can imagine the dialogue goes differently if you're, serial killer extreme. She just jumps into the fire because you just can't convince her. But that's the end of the game. Unfortunately, the last set took a little bit longer. I'm probably going to have to split this in two.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path ye must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, for you have prevailed. I bid you farewell, my champion, bittersweet. You found yourself a newer quest, and so I leave you to it. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber, until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
And that's the end of the game. I hope everyone's enjoyed this. I'll be starting with Rogue Trader probably in the next couple of days. So, I wonder if you don't kill anyone, what the different ending is. I have a feeling there's different endings based on how many people you kill, but this seems to be the good ending. And I'm curious if they'll ever come back to this, so I'll probably have like a more thorough write-up on my thoughts, and like before I do Rogue Trader, I'll probably like a more proper reviews, because this set's already like dragging on fairly long as is. So until next time, bye.